Hello, guys. Welcome back to Christianity Reloaded. Today we are looking at where the Protestant pastors or their leaders, where they get their power. You know, because we see that these people, they have some kind of power within their congregation or their church or their churches. You see, they have some kind of power. They can put laws, or rules in their church, and we're asking, where did they get this power? You know what I mean? Because sometimes you see that the Protestant, the Protestants are saying to the Asian churches, you are following the tradition of man. That the Catholic Church or the Orthodox Church are following the tradition of man. It's all about tradition, but they claim that their own is the following the scriptures. But even though the scriptures they're following come to us through the tradition of man, is man that wrote the scriptures. If you don't follow the tradition of man, you will not follow the scriptures. If you're following the scriptures, you're following the tradition of man. You know what I mean? So, but we're not talking about scriptures. We're talking about how they get their authority. You know what I mean? These are our Protestant brothers and sisters that have like church. They are in charge. We are looking at how they get their power, because or their callings. You can use any one of them, where they get their callings or where they get their power. Because when you look back to the history of the church or the history of Christianity, even at the beginning of Jesus' ministry, you can see that he went and called people. He doesn't. He went and called them like. He went. He saw the Peter fisherman. He called him. You see what I mean? All his 12 apostles, he called them. He invited them to follow him. And the point I'm trying to make with this is like, when you look at the Protestant preachers or leaders, you see that their calling all is based on their own, personal calling. Like, they wake up or they feel like, or they're praying, and it's all about something that they feel, that the Spirit is talking to them to go and preach. This is how they started these churches. We see, it's not about somebody went and called them. I'm not talking about people like the structure. I'm talking about at the beginning of their religion or their church, their founders. I'm not talking about after that. Maybe they might establish like kind of teaching classes and start to call people by them. But I'm going at the root of their founders. None of them was called by either the apostles or either the apostles or their representatives. You know what I mean? Because when you look at the ancient church, you will have what we call apostolic succession, which means that the power the apostle have, they transfer it. We see it in the scriptures as well, like, by laying off of hand, and no Protestant church can trace their or link their founder to the apostolic succession. Like, they cannot do that. It's impossible, which means all the stuff they didn't do it like we see in the Bible, like Jesus calling people. They call themselves and they say that the Spirit God is telling them. It's something within them. It's something like it's personal to them. It's subjective. You know what I mean? It's just that, oh, this is, maybe I got they got a dream, or they just get this kind of they claim the inspiration. You know what I mean? Like the Spirit is moving them. That's the only way they resort to Spirit. You know what I mean? And I wonder why some people listen to them. Like, why should you listen to them? Where they get the authority? You know what I mean? I'm not saying you should not listen to anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I talk about listening, I'm talking about why should you take your, anchor your life to what they say or the rules they set. Because they don't have authority to do that, except the authority they have is authority they give to themselves. That's the point I'm trying to make. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our video.